next teller is MJ Kang, right? Yeah. I know, they say Wang sometimes, and I get so upset because it's a short A. It's Wang. So it's not Kang, it's Kang. All right, thanks. And MJ is from Southern California. And she is an actress, a playwright. She does theater. She's everywhere. She's a mother. She's a wife. She is wonderful. So welcome, MJ.
So it's March 2021, back when COVID vaccinations weren't readily available, and after what happened in Atlanta. And so I'm afraid of going outside. And my husband, whose mother was one of the 1% of Jews who survived Poland during the Holocaust, his mother had told him, "You can't be afraid of living. You must continue to go on." And so on this day, my daughter found out that she won second prize in an international piano competition, music competition. It was virtual, and my episode of The Price is Right aired. So when COVID hit, all my jobs went kaput, and casting called me and asked me if I want to go on The Price is Right. And I thought, wow, this is possible to be a winner during COVID, right? And I mean, I'm Korean, and I think Koreans are winners, because after the Korean War, it was nothing but dirt, and less than 3 generations later, we were hosting the Summer Olympics. So I learned about resiliency. So I went on The Price is Right, and I ended up being one of the first 4 called up, and I won a bunch of things I don't really need, but it was amazing to win. Like, I won a trip to Taos, New Mexico. I won a belt, sunglasses, a home office that didn't come until after COVID shut down, but that's okay. And so my daughter and I are at our favorite ice cream place. We live in Venice Beach, and we just walked there. And this was like the first time we had basically gone out in months. And we're sharing 3 scoops in a cup that we got free, loyalty points, thank you. And after we finish this ice cream cone, we walk back in a side street to our house. And I see these 4 young men. They have like frosted, pink, blonde, tipped hair, and they look like surfer dudes. And they're across the street from us, and one guy, he reminds me of this guy that I went to high school with, I had a total crush on. And I took him to a Blue Jays baseball game. I grew up in Toronto, and I had this soft serve ice cream cone, and there was like red bits around it, and he was like, "Hey, what are those red bits? What flavor is that?" And because I'm not a liar, I told him it's like my dried lip skin on it. And of course, well, we didn't kiss or go on another date after that. And so as I'm thinking about this, I hear this weird voice in my head that says, "Be careful." And I'm like, well, why would I be careful in front of these 4 young guys? And then I notice that they cross the street and they're on our side of the sidewalk. And I tell my daughter to put on her mask. She's 13 at the time, and I put my mask on too, just in case. And then suddenly they're in front of us. And now they've surrounded us. And they're taller than us. And they start coughing over and over again. They don't have their masks on or anything. And they're laughing. And I'm stuck in place. I don't know what to do. And my daughter, she grabs my arm and she pulls me out. And as she does that, they start laughing more. And she says, "We have to go back. You have to tell them off." So I'm a 3rd-degree black belt in Taekwondo. So is my daughter. And, we know what to do if we have to do anything. But in that moment, all I want to do is walk and go home. I just want to be safe. And when we get to our house, my daughter tells my husband, who wants to immediately go outside and confront them, and it's too far away, and I tell them it's too far. And he says, "You have to call the police." So I call the police, and I'm put on hold for an hour. And then I hang up, and I go to sleep. And I have these memories of my father. He owned a corner store, and his customers used to call him derogatory names. And I would always tell him, "You have to tell them we're Korean. We're very proud. We love where we come from." And he would always say, no, it doesn't matter. Just let them call me whatever. And then I remember my mother, who, incredibly well educated, she spoke English with an accent, and they made fun of her for that. And she would get so angry and build it inside and then take it out on me and my 2 older sisters. And then I remembered a time when I was 4 years old, and I found change in the sofa, enough change to get my favorite food in the world, an apple fritter donut. And I asked my oldest sisters if they would come with me to buy a donut. And they said, no, it's fine, go on your own. And my parents were working, so I go outside and I run. And even though I'm super shy, I get my donut, and I'm so happy. And I decide to go into an alleyway because I'm concerned that my sisters might be worried about me. And as I'm in an alleyway, there's this man who has like a button-down shirt, work boots, jeans, and he's looking at me. And I think to myself, it's safe. I mean, who's going to hurt a 4-year-old child? And so I walk, and as I'm passing him, he grabs me, and he tells me to go back home. And I tell him, I am going back home, which I was. And he says, no, go back to where you came from. And so I kick him, and I run home. So as I'm thinking about all of this, as I'm going to bed that night, I just sleep, and I'm just feeling very drained, and like my body is tired. And I end up sleeping in bed for about a week. I just basically go to the bathroom, I eat a little bit of food. And it's been a week, and my daughter's knocking on my bedroom door, and she says, let's go for a walk. So during COVID, we walked our cat around like this cute little parkette in Marina del Rey. And I tell her, no, I really don't have the energy. And she says, come on, you have to do that. You have to walk. So we go for a walk, and there's security around. It feels very safe. And my daughter, she hugs me, and she tells me she misses me, and she says, you smell. And it's true, I do smell. I mean, I wasn't really taking care of myself. And then when we get back home, she asked me to braid her hair. It's something we did every night. And I said, I can't, I'm really tired, I just want to go back to sleep. And she says, please, it's the least you can do. You haven't been a mom for a week. And I say, I really can't. She goes, why? Why can't you? Why can't you be a mother? And I say to her that I don't know why. I just don't want to live anymore. And she cries so hard, and I cry. And then I look at her big brown eyes, and I say, I'm really sorry, I shouldn't have said that. And I'll get help. I really will, because it's not fair to you, and obviously some things are going on in my life that I don't know how to integrate or understand. And so I did get help. Thank you.
Thank you, MJ, and I'm glad she did get help, and we all could use help when we need it. It's nothing to be ashamed of. It's really, we all need support, so I'm glad that you did that. So, yes, these little microaggressions really are like arrows in our heart. So we have to be mindful that we're not like putting it aside, oh, it was just this, or making excuses.